second annual, hopefully annual, Dene and Northern Games Summit, and we have all of the communities taking part this year. So everybody in the Beaufort Delta region. And 111 students came in from the communities, and I think we have another 100 from Inuvik, from both schools, elementary and secondary. So we're looking, I don't know the exact number, but for sure close to 200 students taking part.
It's very nice to see the elders come into the school, the instructors come into the school and work with the kids. So the generation before teaches things to the youth of our community.
This is the second year it's been held. The first year was last year, and it's just excellent with the organizers. I know Mr. Gee from the high school does a lot. Also with Maka, Junior Katana, and then there's several officials from the community, Peter Lenny and Serena Wright and Lena Kodakrat and her sister Darlene Rubin, and there's several others. And the elders, not to forget to mention the elders of Edward Lenny and Abel Kimia.
Northern Dene Games Summit is helping with building capacity for the Northern Games, getting volunteers into the games, getting youth familiarized with our culture through different Inuit games, and it's also a way to build leadership through our games, so bridging our past to the youth of today.
From Inuvik.
They're doing pretty well. I've met a lot of new friends, and you know, we're all doing fairly well at the games. It's been pretty good.
Northern Games and Dene Games coming together, you know, and like it's pretty cool that they actually have this maybe now every year at the East 3 in Inuvik. So I think it's pretty awesome when they do that.
Is that they're using it in the school, in a gymnasium. They're using part of that. And a lot of the kids that use the games, they feel themselves doing better, so they got to keep on going. And that's what, you know, it don't take very much to do that. Just yourself, and you got to keep believing that you can keep on going. And before you get too far, then you got to pass it on to some other younger fellows that's having little problems. Maybe, you know, just to go over to them and say, maybe if you try it this way, try it, see if it's easier. Because a lot of, I know when I first started the Northern Games, a lot of the young people always try and tell me is that I can't. I told them, well, that's a lie. I always tell them that. You're lying to yourself. You don't know what you could do. And all at once they come, a few days later, they come to me and say, thanks a lot, Mr. Lenny Boy. He said, I can do this, I can do that. There's absolutely nothing nothing could stop you. That's the way I look at it. And that's the way I pass it on. And I'm glad that there's people, the young people took over, and they're still going.
Somewhere between the end
found its way to doom. When the feeling's gone, shine on, shine on, and on to something new. It's long and overdue. I will remember you. Shine on, shine on, and let the others see you got your victory. Will you remember me?
It's important now to go back to their home communities and share with the people who aren't here how much fun they had, and also the importance of the games and what they learned from it, and also how to do certain, because some of these games are very, very technical, and learning how to do that is a very difficult skill for many of our youth. But if they've mastered it, then share it and take it back to their communities.
When I was going to high school here in Inuvik and growing up, we were always like wanting to get into the Arctic sports with the school, but then we just didn't have the time and the interest. But then it's really amazing to see that nowadays, like with the school and the kids and how big it is, like part of the whole high school came down to come watch the 1-foot high kick. Like, it's amazing.
Take part in the games, not only because they're great things to do, but try to think in your mind many, many years ago when these games were the only games that were played, and each one of them had a story behind it. Every one of these games were part of an action or an activity that contributed to learning and the well-being and survival.
Just make smart choices where you're gonna end up actually using your body for exercising. Do stuff manually instead of always having the easy way to go about things.
This is your culture. Be proud of it. Be proud of who you are. Once you get into it, you won't believe how much good experience you'll get out of it. The more you get involved, the more people will get involved too. So.
No, I'm just very proud to be a part of this Dene and Northern Game Summit. Like I said, it's really cool to see that our cultures, both Dene and Inuvialuit, are very strong, and I'm very, very happy to be a part of that, and I hope this is something that continues to grow and get bigger every year.
Somewhere between the end and the point where we began,